What is an obvious plot hole in TV series or movie that went massively unnoticed? Grey's Anatomy. This season, Meredith commits insurance fraud by putting her own child's name on the forms so an immigrant child can get cancer treatment. Meredith owns a large share of the hospital, her name is on the building, etc. Why didn't she write it off, do it pro bono, or meet with the board to come up with a legal action to help the kid? It makes zero sense that she would jeopardize her career and freedom when she had several other options. If E.T. can levitate himself and a bunch of kids on bikes, why didn't he just levitate himself back into the ducking mothership in the opening scene when he's left behind? Oh, I've got a few theories for that. Since E.T. is still a baby/child, he has not matured enough to develop certain capabilities. Like puberty in humans, some things are only possible when a certain physical maturity are reached. This happened during, and was possibly induced by, the circumstances. Again, E.T. is just a baby. Maybe he didn't know he and other ETs could levitate and discovered it accidentally while under stress. Babyness again. Maybe E.T. knew that adult ETs could levitate, but he didn't himself know how it was done. He figured it out during a stress-filled crisis. Maybe the ET species can't levitate in general, and baby ET is a mutant, or is the full emergence of polygenetic recessive traits that had not previously combined in such a way as to make it possible. I think you're making a mistake giving that asshole the benefit of the doubt. For all you know, ET was just a drunken frat boy alien who came to Earth with his frat to cause some shit. Evidence. Any advanced civilization would understand the need to steer clear of the less advanced ones. They disregarded this. E.T. also went straight for the booze in the fridge and made a pig of himself to the point of getting drunk. Again, typical frat boy behavior. Gets drunk, tells no one where he's going, later gets found passed out in a creek the next morning. Again, frat boy behavior. And then, to top it off, he's literally in a closet, dressed as a woman. It makes you wonder. He could have just been trolling Elliot the whole time. In the end, he finally just flips Elliot the bird, gets SIDRGHT in Elliot's face, and walks off, never bothering to even visit later. Some friendship. The clothes in Shrek. Fiona's dress always changes shape with her whenever she switches forms. But in Shrek 2, Shrek's clothes don't change, and he ends up having to rob a dude to get some new duds. Then, at the end of the movie, when they turn back into ogres, Fiona's white dress magically turns back into the green one, which fits her perfectly of course, and Shrek's human clothes turn back into his ogre clothes, which he abandoned earlier after the robbery. Just rewatched the movie with my son and that made me irrationally angry. In Cars, when Lightning McQueen is in court and Doc dismisses the case, even pounds the gavel. Then Sally waltzes in there and basically begs Doc to hold McQueen accountable. He then changes his mind and sentences him to fix the road. How can a judge declare a case dismissed and then take it back and sentence him? Always bugged me when I would listen to that movie while driving. The kids watched it all the time. Aladdin. His first wish is make me a prince, so Genie makes him a prince, and he goes to meet a princess with a big parade, etc. Then for the rest of the show, he's afraid that Princess Jasmine and the Sultan will discover that he is a street urchin, but he's a prince. The most powerful, non-religious being in the universe made him a prince. He didn't say give me a parade in trance, like I'm a prince, he said make me a prince. So, he's a prince. Period. End of story. Prince. That's just part and parcel of imposter syndrome. Aladdin knows that Genie has all but successfully made it impossible to question Aladdin's royal heritage, power, and influence, but deep down Aladdin knows this isn't him. Al is dealing with the psychological ramifications of inheriting a position he believes himself to be unworthy of and actively despises on some level, because it's still a position of authority and that goes against his ideological background. 28 days later. So an important plot point of the film is that the zombies will die eventually because they lack reasoning to eat, as they are not flesh craving and dead, but people infected with a virus that make them very angry. So when you are infected with this virus you begin to vomit a lot of fluids up to and including blood. By all that reasoning, wouldn't all of them been dead in a matter of days because they can't drink water either? Like they sprint after every victim they see and vomits up a lot of fluids, so they have a mobile rather quickly because of dehydration. It's funny BC, I watched the first hour of that tonight and I clicked on this thread with that movie in mind. They have a code red plan that apparently consists of packing all civilians into an unsecured parking garage that has fucking unlocked doors. The dad literally comes through an unlocked door after somehow running around a secured facility that has areas you need to use a key card multiple times to get through. A ducking unlocked door. In La La, Jim Carrey's character answers a question honestly and it pisses someone off. He chases him/her down and makes the excuse "I didn't understand the question." That was clearly a lie. Yes, that's always bugged me. In The Office, sometimes there is a huge conference table in the conference room and sometimes there are 30 chairs. Who is switching these out 10 times a day depending on what kind of meeting Michael wants to have? Ducking Toby? Probably Toby. I've seen people say that it's usually Dwight and or Ryan setting the room up, and that's why Michael always calls the meetings in 5 to 10 minutes. The Breaking Bad timeline is way too compressed. In the space of 1 year, Walt gets diagnosed with cancer, starts his meth dealing business with Crazy 8, then Taco, then Gus, then Mike, all of whom he kills, has a daughter born, has his wife start an affair, leave him, and return, and has his cancer go into remission. Hank kills 3 drug dealers. I know Mike finished one off, gets promoted twice, gets severely wounded, goes through a bout of depression, and makes a nearly full recovery. I guess this is technically possible but no one seems to notice that a lot of stuff has been happening at once. Home Alone. When Kevin uses Buzz's BB gun to shoot the action figures down the laundry chute, he reloads the chamber with an in and out motion after every shot. Then when he shoots Harry in the nuts and Marv in the face later on in the movie, he does the opposite and loads the chamber in and out/in motion. I've seen the movie countless times and that always bothered me. West Side Story. Tony runs into an entirely Hispanic neighborhood, yells Mariah, and only one girl answers, and nobody shouts "shut the duck up" to the boy screaming at night when people are sleeping. And nobody shouts "Khaled, puto" to the boy screaming at night when people are sleeping. Entangled. Rapunzel has been locked in a tower for her whole life, yet can swim when her and Flynn are escaping the palace guards. This always bothered me way more than it should. She's also supposedly been raised on a steady diet of fear of outsiders, and yet is the goddamn friendliest person in the entire movie. When she walks into the Snuggly Duckling, she's basically scared for 2 seconds, and then she's totally fine with murderers and one-handed pirate dudes. This isn't a plot hole. She faced her fear and sang a song with them. That's a bond that will never be broken. Yeah, like the time I was being mugged, but after doing an impromptu a cappella rendition of Welcome to the Jungle together with my mugger we became fast friends and he only stabbed me twice, let me keep my trousers and even sent me a card when I was recovering in the hospital. A sort of card. Tell anyone what my face looks like and I'll finish the job was the inscription. He's such a joker. Hello, this is Patrick. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to Paddy's channel. We will be putting more content like this out in the future. Do you have any plot/loopholes that we missed in this video? If so, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. And if you are still listening to this video, comment what channel you are watching this on. I have 2 that I'm testing out. Again, thanks for watching, and you can exit the video because the next minute is going to be nothing. Thanks YouTube.